League of Legends is a very competitive game. The two primary competitive scenes, the LCS and solo queue, are very different simply because of how you queue up. While League is a team-based game, in solo queue, you either queue up by yourself or with a duo queue partner, whereas in the LCS, people have a team that they have already trained with and learned with. In the LCS, a team knows its own strengths and weaknesses, it communicates well, and it has coordination. The result is that in the LCS, the focus is very much on team fighting and on cooperating and having good teamwork to come out together as a group, whereas in solo queue, the goal is to be the strongest solo player so that you can carry your entire team on your back as you have to. Solo queue has a common mentality because of this, and while it was made out of what is supposedly the most efficient way to climb the ranked ladder, it's no kind thing for a team game. Now, this mentality isn't present in every player, but it's the mindset of a very large percentage of players. Which makes sense if you also realize that it's a mindset that keeps a lot of players in the lower ranked tiers. Because back in Season 3, more than 80% of all players were in the lowest two tiers, Bronze and Silver. Granted, a lot of players in lower ranks may be there because they don't have the best internet or enough time to spend working on climbing the ranked ladder. And this mentality is present in higher tier players as well, but even so the point does still stand. This mindset is a result of the beliefs and values of the solo queue player base's beliefs and values, and can be divided into the main areas of self-centeredness, blaming, and raging. There is quite a bit of overlap with all three of these. Keep in mind again that these beliefs are not absolute, and would likely be denied by a player that you ask because it sounds bad for them, which it well is. I'm going to start by talking to you guys about the beliefs that are based around self-centeredness. Solo queue players tend to believe that they are the most important person on the team. This notion is thoroughly enforced by the idea that solo queue is all about being the strongest person on your team so that you can carry your entire team no matter how bad they are all by yourself. This belief extends to believing that kills should belong to you, that minions should be yours to kill, that blue buff and red buff are exclusively yours, that heals and protection peels, whatever, from your team, all should be devoted to you. Now, I know I make that sound a bit overdramatic, but there are some players out there who do seem to think this. Let me crack that stupid egg for you real quick. Because you see, I don't care who you are. League of Legends is a team-based game. I know that you can't guarantee having teammates who know what they're doing. We've all had that struggle, but that does not excuse you from not helping them when they need your help. Let them gain the benefits that you crave. You aren't a deity worth worshipping. You aren't the main protagonist of this solo queue anime. Because as Sky has taught us, League of Legends is not an anime. It's a team game, not a place for people to worship you. Don't be that spoiled kindergarten kid who doesn't share the crayons and expects his parents to get him a car when he turns 16, because that won't get you anywhere. Solo queue players also have a tendency to think that they deserve a specific role or ranking. Now, just because a role is your best doesn't mean that you deserve to get it, because it might be somebody else's best also, and they might be better at it than you. Learn to let your role go, and in regards to ranking, you deserve what you earn, not the other way around. If you've been sitting in Bronze 5 for 2 years, it's probably because you just don't have a good enough understanding of the game yet. You have to learn in order to get better, and you have to get better to earn a higher ranking. Trust me, I know. I had to climb out of Bronze last season, and it sucked. But I knew that I didn't deserve anything that I couldn't accomplish on my own, and I knew that I could do it. Now, a lot of players blame their inability to get out of Bronze or even low Silver on just how bad everybody else is. It is entirely possible that you're stuck in what is referred to as Elo Hell, but the thing is, it's not really a real phenomenon. As Sky taught us in 4 reasons why you're in Elo Hell, you probably just can't see that you're not good enough yet. It takes real guts and honesty to admit that you're not good enough yet. But there it is. Elo Hell is an abstract idea that was invented by lower ranking players to justify their being in lower ranks, because they don't want to look bad. But the truth of the matter is that when you blame other people for where you're at, it only makes you look worse. Sure, not every game is winnable, but on a team with 5 players with positive energy, and not raging at each other with undetermined skill levels, playing against an undetermined enemy team, your chance of victory is still actually over half at 54% chance of victory, according to Raito's video Teamwork OP way back when. However, back on the subject of raging and blaming, Riot actually has a report system for reporting said players. Such players can get permanently banned from the game. Teamwork OP also taught us that a player with a report history tends to win 35% fewer games than the average player. Meanwhile, players with a history of positive behavior tend to win 10% more games than the average player. If you queue up and you have 3 raging players on your team, you have a roughly 46% chance of victory. So stop contributing to the problem! I don't know about anyone else, but I personally would take a 54% chance of victory over a 46. The statistics don't lie. Players without this mentality will win more games, and everybody enjoys the game better when they win. And so I ask for one thing and one thing only. Please, please leave the solo out of solo queue. Play it as it was meant to be played, not as it was dubbed. Thanks for listening. Stay beautiful, don't set fire to anything that I wouldn't, and I'll see you all on the Rift.
Jonas, do you get your censor method from Craig Ferguson?
Maybe I did, and fuck you, mate.